If you've tried to learn the handstand push-up before, but you've kept on failing over and over again, then you need to watch this video. I used to be exactly like you. I tried multiple times to start learning the handstand push-ups because I had really good basics in push-ups, dips, and pull-ups, and I was able to hold a pretty consistent and good freestanding handstand. So I thought, of course, I'd be ready to learn the handstand push-up, and I tried starting multiple times. And every single time, I would just fail at balancing the handstand push-up over and over again. As I said, I had pretty good basics, so it wasn't really the strength part. My pike push-ups was pretty good. I was able to do handstand push-ups against the wall, but every time I would do a handstand push-up attempt freestanding, I would either gain overbalance and fall over, or I would fall out of the rep in the bottom. I would just keep failing and failing and failing every single time, which was really frustrating. One or two times maybe I would get really lucky and push up to the top, but I could not do the handstand push-up consistently at all. And 99% of the times I tried, I would just fail and fall out. So here's what I did wrong and what you're probably doing wrong too, and how you can fix it to learn the handstand push-up way faster. The first couple times I tried to learn the handstand push-up, I wanted to learn the handstand push-up at the same time as me doing weighted calisthenics, lifting weights, doing regular gym training, and training other skills at the same time. And while yes, this is probably technically possible, I think in my case, I was just doing too much at the same time to improve in any of the areas I was training. At the same time, training weighted calisthenics and gym training and trying to combine that with training handstand push-up made it so that I only train handstand push-ups a few times a week at the maximum, which is way too infrequently if you want to learn a new skill, especially when it's handstand related, because that's so much to do about balance and not really the strength part. For calisthenics skills, the most important principle is specificity. You get better at what you train. So if you want to learn the handstand push-up, you should train the handstand push-up, and you should train it as often as possible. So here's what I did to go from 0 to 7 handstand push-ups freestanding in a bit over 6 months. I completely stopped focusing on gym and weighted calisthenics, and I even completely stopped training my pull skill, which was the muscle up at the time. And for the past 6 months, I've been training almost exclusively handstand push-ups. In the first month of this period, I focused mostly on just building up my basic handstand push-up strength by doing handstand push-ups against the wall and increasing my reps, while I was also doing a couple of balancing exercises such as negative handstand push-ups and handstand bent arm presses to get a hang of the balance before starting to do handstand push-up attempts. But after this initial period, what I've done is basically train handstand push-ups almost every single day of the week. If you want to learn a new skill, especially handstand, the more you can train it, the better, because your nervous system has to learn a completely different movement pattern than what it's used to, and it basically has to become second nature to you. So when before I was only training handstand push-ups 2 or 3 times a week, now my workouts would basically be very high volume but lower in intensity, so I can train more frequently. So a workout could pretty much look like 10 to 15 sets. I know it sounds like a lot, but 10 to 15 sets of just 2 to 3 reps of handstand push-ups. In the beginning, I would just do a bunch of sets with 1 rep because I couldn't really do more, but just 1 rep to learn the balance. When you unlock that first handstand push-up, your strategy should basically be to do handstand push-ups as often as possible. And honestly, you shouldn't even include that many other exercises. The key here though is to not have high intensity, because if you push any sets really close to failure, then you'll take too long to recover and you won't be able to train frequently enough. Also, you need to listen to your body. Some days you might be really sore, or you just might not be able to do a single rep of handstand push-ups because the balance is just off, you're mentally tired, or something completely else. And then it's fine to take a rest day and come back the next day when you're fresh. You just need to train the specific skill that you want to get better at as often as you can to teach the nervous system the movement pattern. I hope this video wasn't too chaotic and you understood the message I was trying to get across. I really hope that you take this advice and you start training handstand push-ups as often as possible, because that's what really helped me to go from being frustrated over not being able to do a single rep to being able to pump out handstand push-ups whenever I want to and being able to do 7 consecutive reps. If you enjoyed the video and found the tips helpful, you can consider dropping a like on the video. And if you want to learn how to do the freestanding handstand, I'll be dropping a video on that soon too. So consider subscribing too.